grab a beer, and pull up a chair. Welcome to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. This is Mike, the Northwoods Beer Guy. And as always, well, we're back in the studio. We're joined by Jim.
Hey, buddy, how are you doing?
Doing good. You know, Jim, I have to bring something up.
Oh, no. Not again.
After last week, there was a lot of emails from the listeners coming in. And,
okay. And you're getting bumped out? Is that what you're here to tell me that you're no longer going to be part of the podcast?
No.
Darn it.
No, it's not quite that way.
Really?
Yeah.
What else could it be?
Well, let's just... Are you really attached to being in the podcast, or?
Well, only where are you holding it?
Couldn't we still use your basement to record it?
Oh, so what are you saying? So get to the point. Is there somebody that's going to join us on this podcast?
Yeah, by popular demand, we are joined once again by Hailey.
Whoa,
Hello. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, she totally didn't scare the viewers off like you, or listeners off like you said she was.
Yeah,
I mean, we had a big spike in listenership.
Way big spike.
Well, and I'm glad those 50 emails I sent to you, Mike, paid off. So
I didn't check the email address. She could be right. Whoopsies. You're still cool with being on it, Jim?
Well, now I got to think about it now. Wow, now I'm second tier.
Well, hey, Hailey, thank you for agreeing to come back.
The IPAs did not scare her away.
No, I'm impressed. I didn't hear that you were in the hospital or nothing.
Yeah.
You survived.
Yep.
Her husband didn't call and yell at us or anything. It was awesome.
He's great that way. Let me milk it out.
I will have to say that we threw Hailey in the fire on her first try. I mean, beers
IPAs,
way outside of her comfort zone.
Yeah.
Very much
That
so.
she did a very good job. A very nice opinion. We appreciate that. And we're going to maybe modify it a little bit this week.
Yeah. I mean, now, I don't know if have you... Can you think of, have you had beers from MobCraft Brewing before?
I have not. Not that I know of anyways. I've gone to the beer shop and I've definitely tried some things here and there. But so maybe in that, but nothing that I remember.
Okay. Well, Jim, if you want to give the story, because all of the beers this week are from MobCraft.
Yeah.
So Jim, why don't you fill everybody in on how we got them?
Sure. So it was just a few weeks ago. I think we thought it was a spur of the moment thing. We're going to go to a brewer game, and something else is going on in Milwaukee too, where there wasn't a lot of hotel availability. So then we just decided, well, we're going to go to the Iron Horse. We'd been once before, which then didn't. We knew it was a nice hotel.
Okay, I was going to ask you, the Iron Horse, that's a hotel, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Lo and behold, right across the street is MobCraft.
Okay.
So one of our guests that's been on a few times, that has a very good reputation with us. He likes European beers the best. Toby. And I said, let's go across, let's check out MobCraft and see what it's, because we hadn't really tried a lot of their beers. We tried a couple, but not a lot. So we got there right when they opened, and we tried several of the ones that were on tap. And one of the cool things about MobCraft, which I wasn't 100% sure on, I didn't really know how it worked, but their business plan is based on people recommending ideas for beers, and then they'll make them. So it's actually called crowdsourcing their beer.
Okay.
Which I don't know if that's a new term. It's new to me. I guess I'm a novice, so I don't really know that, but it sounds interesting because just looking at each can and the wrapping, that's very distinct, very unique. And we've got how many? 3, 6, 9, 10 different beers from MobCraft that we're going to try. So there's not one style. The only common link is they're from MobCraft.
Now, before we, when we decided we were going to do MobCraft, a friend of ours had made a comment, and I never knew this, and then he sent us the information that MobCraft had actually been on the TV show Shark Tank.
Right.
And that's pretty interesting. They're out of Milwaukee,
yes.
Correct? Okay.
Yep.
So that's really an interesting thing, and I've had a number of their beers, and they've all been pretty good, and I give them credit because they try some stuff that's kind of out of left field at times.
Yep.
They're not afraid to try new things, and I really enjoy that.
Hailey, have you ever had any from MobCraft?
I have not, but just reading up here, I like the idea, letting the people kind of choose where you're gonna or what you're gonna do with your brewing. That seems like a unique take, but clearly one that works. I mean, they said that they moved from Madison because they just outgrew it and moved to Milwaukee, so they got to be doing something right.
Perfect.
There you go.
Well, with this number of beers, Mike, we probably
got to get going because.
And the best part too is I do have questions to I'll intersperse through here.
Man,
and how did you do?
I am so awesome.
On last week's
I'm
episode,
so pumped to have some more questions.
Didn't you lose?
So am I, Mike. I mean, I did great last week. So
see,
wow. Oh, sure didn't take her long to fall right in line.
So what do we got first?
Well, the first one we got is Low Phunk Sour Ale with a PH.
With a PH.
With a Phunk.
All right.
You got some info on it, or
are your eyes good to read that one?
Why'd you have to print these so small?
I tried to do the best I could.
Okay, well, I'll give it a go here, but I already see a word where I'm like, a sour ale conditioned with lactobacillus. Okay,
that's the chemical they put in to make it sour.
Okay, lactobacillus. See, learning something new already. Using a Solera blending method, refreshingly tart with hints of lemon and Belgian esters. Allow your taste buds to boogie down with this phunky pleasure.
Phunky.
So what's the ABV and IBU on that one?
ABV would be a 4.2, and the IBU is super low with a 5 there.
So this is going to be super hoppy. I have a feeling.
So what's a Belgian ester?
That's like when you have the Belgian beers and you get kind of that banana kind of a flavor. At times.
Well, what's an ester?
It's something to do with
it
the
was
flavor.
That sound right there.
That sound? All right.
Yeah.
The of the can.
I thought I knew what it was, but then that cleared it right up for me.
Yeah. Well, if you listen to the podcast from my brother, he talked about Belgian esters.
So it's not really a relative then.
I think what it is in Belgium, there's a lot of ladies named Esther.
Okay.
So it's kind of like Heather.
So
this is the
you said banana, and I smell banana. Oh, you're pretty good, Mike.
Thank you. Yeah. You can smell the sour in it.
Oh, my gosh. This is our first beer. I thought.
Oh, my God. Hey, keep your eye on Jim. Keep your eye.
Are you not a sour beer guy?
Oh, just wait. Just wait. Don't drink yet because he's going to probally make you spit it out your nose when you see him.
Doesn't even smell good.
Then.
This does not even smell good.
Let's go, big shooter.
Okay, I'm done.
This one is a wee bit tart.
It tastes like popcorn.
Did you do like a sour beer episode, guys? Mm-hmm, yeah. Mm-hmm. How'd that go for you, Jim?
They were all sweet.
Okay.
None of them were like this. This is one of those that it hits you like right here,
Ooh.
Jim.
Yeah, I'm with Jim. This isn't good.
Yeah. Your reaction wasn't quite as funny as Jim's.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's not good. Oh
my gosh.
I don't even want to say what I think when I taste it. It's Aki.
Aki? Is that what you said?
It's Aki, yeah.
Now remember, no opinion's a wrong opinion because it's your opinion. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is kind of...
this is too far for me.
Oh my God.
They could have upped the IBUs on it. Maybe it would have helped. This one's a little rough.
I don't know.
And when you said it tastes like popcorn, it kind of... The aftertaste is kind of like that, but the rest of it is not as good as popcorn.
Wow, that is... Wow.
I like the smell of it better than the taste.
Well, if there's anything good, we're doing this one first.
Got it out of the way. Yeah, if this was later in the lineup, I don't know what my reaction would have been.
That's one of those, all you can say is...
Yeah.
Wow. So who's going to go first on this one?
I don't even know if I can do a second sip.
So, Mike, let's just take one step back.
Yeah.
Just for Hailey, again, about how many beers have you rated?
Right now, we're probably 5,070 something.
Okay. And our scale is 0 to 5.
0 to 5. My average is 2.98.
Okay.
On all those.
Which is always high. It's
high because we've tried way more good beers than Jim's beers.
He always overinflates.
I do have a question. Who bought all these beers again? It was Jim, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
You overinflate all your scores, so that's why it's always higher.
Moved on really quick from that.
He sure did.
Instead of keeping it real.
Boy, this...
I can't say that I like any of this.
There's... Yeah.
Like I said, maybe the smell. And the can's cute.
Well, there you go, Jim. The can is cute.
So you're giving it points for canned cuteness.
So
That might be the
They
only
got a
point.
tenth of a point for that.
Yeah,
Boy,
this
this
is
kinda
one
rough.
for the books.
This is kind of rough.
Yep, can't do it. No, thank you.
Can I do it?
I found just now that the tiniest of sips is better than a big gulp. Good for you. There's just no way. And I like sour beers, but that's just a whole new level
Boy,
of something.
that one that's a little rough, Jim. I finished.
So was it
I'd like to point out I finished it.
Yes, you did.
Yep.
And
you are a better person than me, Mike, because there was no way.
that would be a dumber person. That one was a
So
little
since
rough.
you finished your beer, what are you going to give it for a score then, there, big shooter?
Wow, that one was rough. That is a sour, a tart sour.
Right in your wheelhouse, right? Because you
Yes,
said you like
right in my wheelhouse. Jim, I'm going to dip down into your range on this, dude, and I'm going to give this like a 0.9. This is
0.9?
This is rough.
So is this one of your lowest
This
beers
is probably
ever?
one of my lowest beers ever.
Wow.
It's just extremely tart.
So Hailey,
I'm up, huh?
Yes.
Well, I like to preface with, I do like sour beers, but this is like nothing I've tried before. And I'm going lower than that because this is just, I didn't want to say it earlier because I knew you were still drinking it, Mike, but I thought it tastes a little like vomit. Not good. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a 0.5 to start. Oh boy. So sorry. I'm sorry.
So it gives you nothing but room for improvement.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we have not painted ourselves into a
I'm really
corner yet.
hoping nothing will tie this. Let's say
Yeah, that
from
one's
last
a
week.
wee bit rough.
Yep,
Yeah,
not
oof.
my thing.
Thanks, Jim, for buying that one.
I honestly think I'm going to stay right there. I would go lower, but I'm going to have to reserve that for in case there isn't something else. But 0.5 is probably right there as well.
That is, when you think about like a sour, that's what when they first came out, that's what they were like. They were extremely tart, and now they're like really sweet. But that's a
Yeah. I must have
Wow.
been hitting the sweet stuff because that's not something I would
yeah.
take too lightly.
So just remember, Jim would drink that after he's on the lawnmower on a hot day.
Oh boy, that is bad stuff.
That was oof.
well,
All right, we need to wash our
We gotta
palate.
can only go up.
Yeah.
I got to get rid of that
Yeah.
taste out of my
All right,
mouth.
so what do
We're
we got?
going to Cactus Coast.
Cactus juice.
Cactus Coast Mexican
You know, I
style
think-
lager.
We actually got some people in the audience that actually like cactus juice.
Oh, cactus juice isn't too bad if you like the taste of margaritas.
Which I do.
See, I can't say that this is going to taste like that, but
All right, so we do have
the-
like 2 sentences on that, I think.
nice. Let me find it here.
So Haley's ready.
Oh, well, go for it.
Want me to read it? Okay. Refreshing Mexican style lager, the perfect companion for your summer adventures. It's a 5.2% ABV, and it doesn't have anything for the IBU listed. So
Yes.
All
So,
right.
but at least it's a Mexican lager. So we've had very good luck with Mexican lagers.
I'm pretty sure it'll be better than the last one.
it can only go up.
That last one was a wee bit rough.
All we can say is these all have got to be better.
We hope.
All right, so
Alrighty. Cactus Coast.
what's that smell?
I was going to say, there's another weird smell to it.
Yeah, but at least this one is palatable. For me, anyways. Ooh.
Oh, I haven't even tried it yet. I'm afraid.
Give her a whirl there, big shooter.
Have you guys tried it?
Oh,
I
I've
just
tried
did,
it.
yeah.
I've tried it, yeah.
I can drink I can finish this one. Last one I can't say the same, but this one.
I don't know if we want Hailey back. She's getting into some weird stuff.
What
Did you try this before you bought it?
No, none of these.
Maybe I just
Boy, there's
I had
a
'em-
weird taste to that.
Maybe
You know,
it's
we're
the
getting the
cactus.
worst ones out of the way. Maybe
Wow,
that's
is that
what it is.
cactus?
This is just weird.
Oh boy, what? God, it's just.
What the
Is that what
predominant
So if I
taste
like
is.
cut a cactus tree down and we started like biting a piece of it off like a cucumber, would that
Can't say I've tried cactus.
I say you can't say it. Yeah,
just don't
I know
eat the
I-
pointy parts?
Don't eat the pointy
You
parts.
shave that off.
Yep.
MobCraft, I apologize.
We're off to a rough start.
We're off to a little bit. We got 8 more to go. I'm sure we're going to run into some that are going to be really
Something we
good.
like.
Odds are.
Whoa. So did you say this was what did you taste? That was
There's nothing really that I taste that. I'm so sorry, MobCraft. I'm trying to come up with nicer adjectives than what I got. It just, it's light. It's a light beer.
Yeah.
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 We can see through it. Almost.
It's not a bad thing.
We have a few adjectives. This is difficult.
Boy, there's just a weird thing to that, Jim. I don't even know how to describe it.
It's a different aftertaste.
That is the polite way to, yeah. I don't know. There's something different to it.
All right, Hailey, since what are you thinking on the score on that one?
Well, we're moving
right
up. We're moving up from 0.5. I'll give this one maybe a 1.2. How about that?
Wow, you doubled the first one.
Yeah. And then some.
Yes. Wow.
That's how much I hated the first. I shouldn't say hate. Strongly disliked. My mom always warned me never to say hate.
There you go.
So.
Hate's
a very strong
very
word,
strong
she said.
word.
Disliked.
Michael?
I'll go with a 1.2 as well.
You didn't quite jump up as far.
It's got a weird something to it. I don't know how to even describe it. It's definitely different. Yeah.
Yeah, even the finish and the aftertaste, it's
That's
something.
what's bugging me. Is the rest I can handle. It's the aftertaste.
The
I'm
linger.
You're like, whew, I don't know. Whew.
Well,
it tastes like hangover. That's what it tastes.
It tastes like what a hangover feels like.
Yeah, I think you guys may have overstepped. I can't go that far. I'm going to go a solid 0.7. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. This is...
Boy, these are going to bring my average score down.
You're going to finally recalibrate so you get back into the middle again. Wow.
Thanks for bringing me in for this round.
I think these actually don't taste as good as the IPAs did.
Boy, I tell you what, we thought this was going to be a better round.
We did. Well, at least I could finish that one. No.
Oh. Wow.
All right, so should we?
I don't know, Jim. My stomach doesn't feel very good.
All right, well, on that good note.
Oh, great. He brought some questions out to liven it up.
All right, so this is a craft beer podcast.
Yep.
So
I've been told.
So because you want to get these correct, so I'm not even going to answer these questions. So more for the listeners, just some background information. So I thought it was interesting that as of 2023, there's 9,761 craft breweries in the U.S.
Wow,
that's a lot.
So when I was looking at some of the data, it's actually like growing the past 10 years. It just keeps on growing, which, I mean, I don't know. Is there a ceiling? I don't know. I mean, but I think that's good. I mean, and hopefully through this podcast and having good people like Hailey come and try the beers with us gets more word out there for more people that want to either get into craft beer or drink the craft beer. So I think that's a good thing. And I thought the other interesting part was also as of 2023, the craft beer has a 13.3% of the share, market share. And so what's, I guess, interesting is like you got the big box brands, but then you got these small craft breweries that are slowly chipping away.
Yeah.
Right. So,
and it's not that long ago. It was only like 3%, 4%, and every year it's increasing by 1 to 2, 3% a year.
Right.
So I mean, they're taking a bite out of the big dogs.
Yes, and so like in 2023, there was 22 million barrels of craft beer were sold. Which
that's awesome.
I did not drink them all. I'm just letting everybody know right now. It was
We're
not
all drank here on this podcast.
It was down here in the basement.
So that's a good thing. So hopefully we can just add to more people understanding craft beer, liking craft beer.
Yep.
And hopefully we can expand the horizon for more people.
Exactly.
And I think that's a fun activity to do. Like I like to travel. My family likes to travel. And so that's, when you look at things that you can do in a new city or a new town, it's to check out their microbreweries. That's a fun thing to do. Like you go sit and have a sampler, and that's just one way to get some fun into your weekend.
That Susie always says, anytime we're going on vacation, the first thing he does is look to see where the craft breweries are. I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
Perfect. So what do we got next then? What's on the...
All right, well, this is by MobCraft.
Okay.
This is their Fry Rye lager with caraway seed. 5% ABV. What else did you have here?
How are your eyes, Hailey?
20 IBUs.
Hit that one?
Yeah, can you hit that one?
All right. The perfect Wisconsin fish fry companion. This is a malty Vienna style lager with rye and a touch of caraway seeds, which creates a beer with the flavor and aroma of rye bread fresh out of the oven.
Ooh.
Which I do like rye bread.
Nice.
It should taste better than Cactus and Phunk.
Yeah, we can only hope. Phunk.
Let's hope.
Because if I learned anything so far today, Phunk doesn't taste very good.
And what's the ABV and IBU for that one?
ABV is a 5%. IBU is 20.
Nice. Well, this does look a little bit darker.
This looks like an amber, doesn't it, Jim? I mean, it really looks like it's a little bit darker.
Yep. All right, so let's keep our fingers crossed. We got to come up with one good one, right?
Oh yeah, I have faith in this
Fry Rye.
one. The can is pretty cool. It's got the little
fish fry plate.
little fish fry plate,
There you go.
which Wisconsin's known for on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, definitely looks like an amber.
Different aftertaste.
Different.
but-
I wonder if is that. I don't know what
It's the
caraway
caraway
seed.
seed.
Is that what caraway seed tastes like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know what
He
that.
totally doesn't know what he's talking about right there.
It's like a.
Everybody knows that, duh.
Yeah, that's the caraway. The caraway seed.
That's the caraway seeds, remember?
Well, but it's still not overpowering in flavor, though. It's not.
I will say it has a better flavor than the first two.
Yes, but it's very mellow,
Yes.
muted flavor. I mean, about the
It's
only
like a-
change so far is just the color of the beer.
Yeah.
Casual drink. Yeah.
You definitely could have this with your fish fry.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If that is the caraway seed flavor we're tasting, it almost is a faint minty kind of a thing to it.
Mint.
Yeah. It's different.
Well, your taste buds really got messed up on those first two. I don't taste mint.
The funk hit me.
Gotta-
hit me hard.
The funkadocious. Yeah,
I don't know. It's
There's
not
something
bad.
that comes after. I don't mind it, but yeah, there's something that comes after. I don't know if I'd say mint, but it's something.
There's something.
Gonna try and figure
It may
that
not
out.
be mint, but there's something.
Well, who wants to go first with this fine?
Why don't you go first?
Well, this is going to be hard. This is because again, I don't know what a caraway seed tastes like. Vienna style lager. I guess it's an okay representation of it. I think, but it still doesn't not have a lot of flavor. I'm torn. I guess I'll just say a 2.0 because I don't really know what to put. Because I'll just throw a dart and I guess that's where it landed.
Okay.
I don't really know what to say.
Haley?
I'm kind of with you. I've been to Vienna, but I don't think I was drinking their beer. So
You should
You
have
didn't have
very
fish
good-
fry there when you were there?
they
Good
did not have fish
perspective.
fry. But I will say it's kind of not memorable, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's something that you would drink and you're not like, oh, let me recommend something really, really good to you. It's just kind of like, oh, yeah, you want something to wash that down? Here you go. Here you go.
Instead of tartar sauce, you should just wash it down.
Just wash it down with the fish fry rye. So I'm going to go with a 1.9 just so that I don't match you, Jim, and also give myself some room.
She's a quick learner.
She has learned real
Highly
quick.
educated.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Try.
For me, we've had a number of rye beers, and they usually have like a peppery taste to them. I don't get
Yes.
that at all, and I don't know if it's the caraway seed. Again, I
You got to try
I guess,
caraway
yeah.
seed.
You should go upstairs and see if your wife has a thing of caraway seed.
Yeah.
It's better than the first two, but it still does have kind of a weird thing to it. I'm going to go 1.8.
Oh,
It's definitely better than the first two, but
Are you learning too? Like, you give yourself some space in there.
I have finally learned that I need to.
Start low.
Okay, how many would you got? Okay. Wait, I got to
Space
make
them
sure
out.
I give myself some room to go.
All right, yeah. I think we can move on to the next one. But
Boy, I'm hoping it's the caraway seed because there's a taste to it, and I just don't know what it is, and it's different.
Very meh, as the kids say. Meh.
no, I'd go.
Yeah, we go. That's more what Jim. Oh, we got a big can now, there, ladies and
right.
gentlemen. Lady and gentlemen.
So this will be the pint size now,
This
right?
is the pint size. This is the Crush Orange Creamsicle. Smooth style beer with lactose, orange, tangerine, and vanilla. 6% ABV.
Oh, we have a lot of big description for this one too.
Yeah, I read it.
Oh, that was all.
Smoothie style beer with lactose, orange, tangerine,
Before
and
I could even find my notes, you
I'm
already read
glad
it.
that you were paying attention.
I was trying to find my notes and you already read it, so I'm like, shoot.
There's orange and creamsicles on the label.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm expecting it to be a vanilla orange forward, is what I would guess. Like a
Orange forward?
Like a creamsicle.
You're going to taste like a
Orange
creamsicle.
I've never heard of orange forward.
Vanilla forward, I said. It's called a Q-tip.
Definitely looks a little orange.
It's
Orange juice-esque.
orangey. Yeah, it looks like orange juice, Jim. Look at
Oh boy.
that.
And it says smoothie.
Smoothie.
So that usually means sour.
No, not necessarily. But there's a distinct possibility.
Oh,
Fruit beer smell.
there's orange juice in
Smells
there.
like orange juice. Boy,
does
it
smell
smells
like-
like orange juice. Wow.
strong orange aroma.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like that.
That is not bad.
I was going to say that's not so bad.
I mean, whatever they're putting for the sweetener, you have a little bit of an orange flavor, but then it's like smooth.
Just a light vanilla at the end.
So that tastes pretty good.
That's not too bad. I don't know if I'd want to drink like a whole can of it.
This is like a dessert beer almost. Like you drink it at the end of a meal.
Or for breakfast.
Or for breakfast.
Or for brekkie, yeah.
Did you say for brekkie?
Yeah.
I was saying, who's brekkie?
So could this be like what's orange and champagne?
It's a mimosa.
Mimosa.
So mimosa.
It's a mimosa substitute if you don't like champagne.
There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Good recommendation.
Yeah, but I like that.
Finally. Boy, we were in a rut there for a while.
You were thinking that this was going to be your Shiner box, wasn't it?
This was like, I don't want to go 4 for 0. Or 0 for 4. I'm like,
So
I had
Hailey,
3 strikeouts already.
You probably hadn't listened to our podcast long enough. We had around Christmas.
Whoa. We?
Yes, we're a team here. We did some podcasts on
Christmas.
We were trying to find like an Advent calendar, but we hadn't found one. Of beer, yes. Oh. And so I had found the holiday pack from Shiner in Texas. And there was 12 beers. We stretched
labeled
it out.
Different, not all
yes.
this.
No, there were 12 different beers. We spread it out over 2 podcasts, and Jim will not let me live it down.
Every single one tasted like water.
It was
all 12.
It was so disappointing.
So sad.
Even the ones that were like.
Remember, they were like
peach and
Well, how did they describe it though? It was like it wasn't like fan favorite, but it was some kind of.
We brought all these back because people wanted.
Yeah, something like that effect, and it was just like ooh.
You could have peeled the label off any one of them and switch it. You wouldn't have known.
Yeah,
it was
what a bummer.
Yeah, it was really.
But Mike bought that, and then I bring this.
Yeah.
Well,
see.
It's different.
But
we're definitely trying a lot of different things here.
So even the bad taste has more taste than Shinerbach.
Oh yeah.
See,
but sometimes more taste isn't always better.
How many beers did you say you've tried, Mike?
A lot. 5,070 something. I believe.
70 something. I feel like you guys could probably create a better advent calendar of beer.
Oh, I'd love to do that.
Wouldn't that be a sweet thing?
It would cost like $400, but
but it'd be worth it. It'd be better than the water beer you guys have.
Yeah.
We could go down there and show them how to.
This is how you make an advent calendar.
Like put flavor in your beer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Add a little more flavor.
Boy.
So you thought this was good. What are you thinking on a score?
We've moved up to the 2s for sure.
Okay. Well, we're breaking new ground.
We are for this one. I'm going to go with just a solid 2.
All right.
Solid 2 to start me out because I don't know where we could go a lot of different directions from here.
This one's better. I do think it could be heartburn in a can.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go a 1.9.
Point.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I'm good. I got a 1.9 available. I think it's a lot better than for flavor-wise, but I think I'd get heartburn out of it if I hadn't.
It's a one and done, but it is it is a nice.
Kind of get you like right here, you know.
And then like right now after drinking a few more times, like that very first vanilla finish is now gone. I
find less and less of it with each
So the
sip.
orange just kind of overpowered it. So I like the vanilla flavor. It kind of makes it smooth at the end, but now it's like the orange. So I was hoping I could give it a little bit higher rating, but I think I'm right in. I'm going to have to go a 1.9 as well. I was hoping because the very first taste was really good.
Right.
But that didn't stay.
That vanilla at the end is key. If they could keep that.
Yes.
But now I don't taste it as much. I mean, they could add a little bit more of that. I think would be great.
I agree with you, man.
All right. So I do have another question for you.
All right.
So did you know
Nope, sure didn't.
that somebody did invent light beer?
Really?
I didn't know that till I did some research.
Okay.
So there was a gentleman. He was make sure I get the right, biochemist.
Wow.
And
I was going to say he was a wuss, but
he didn't take after you.
oh, wow.
And he wanted to study the effects of bad cholesterol, but he knew there was a way he could reduce sugar and starch intake. So he developed a strain of yeast for breweries.
Really? What was it? Did he have his name or?
So the question is, who invented that?
Bill Miller.
Wait. Can we give a couple seconds to the
Oh,
audience?
sorry. Bill Miller. Is it actually? I mean, is
I was
it?
going to say Budweiser. But I changed my mind.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Joseph Owades. Owades?
See?
Owades?
That is correct.
Something like that.
That was my second guess.
Yeah.
So
It was mine as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what's interesting is he actually gave it to a brewery to use, and they didn't like it.
Really? So did it say a year? Like what
In
time
the
frame?
60s.
End of the 60s. Okay.
Did it give a pronunciation of the last name?
Well, you'd have thought you'd have known that since you knew the guy's name.
You would have thought.
You would have thought.
So then the next question is, what was the name of the beer that they tried to make? And the name of the brewery is Reinhold Brewery. So they used his yeast to make this lighter beer. Does it, he was thinking out for everybody's health. And it's no longer being made. Because that beer then
I mean, was it something that we've heard of?
Oh, I've definitely heard of it.
I'm sure you have because you have the answer right there. But
I actually got a picture of it. So
how about
think of a beer
Reinhold
that's-
Light?
nope.
Trying to think of a good old Gablinger.
There you go. Perfect.
You guys, I tell you what.
And that is the correct answer.
Oh, man.
Man, you
Well,
are smart.
Mike,
You have done your
You
research.
win some and you lose some.
Good old Gablinger, you said?
Gablinger. Yeah.
Gablinger.
Gablinger
Wow.
beer.
And they
Yeah.
actually made cans and bottles. See?
Oh, dang. So is that the guy on the label,
On the
or is
picture
that
there.
the... You'd have thought somebody that knew that would have known that.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Prove me wrong.
Yeah, I can't.
Prove me wrong.
I can't.
Okay. All right. What are we trying
We're going
next?
to Amber. MobCraft Amber.
Amber. All right. Do we have any background on it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Hailey found it. She's like Johnny on the spot.
Well, she's smart
I
with this.
did number them.
Oh.
Yep. I know.
So what does it say? 'Cause I can't read
It
it.
says, break it down with this amber ale, boasting a robust copper hue. Copper, okay. With a malt-forward backbone and balanced hop bitterness.
Nice. 5.5% ABV.
Yeah.
18
5.5.
IBUs.
Malt forward backbone. Again, what does that mean?
I personally like the copper
Well,
hue.
Does it have bones in it?
Malt forward just means there's more malt in it. It's not going to be hoppy. It's going to be more malty.
Malty.
But where does the
Not like
backbone?
not like a shake, but
So where does the backbone come in?
that just means a flavor, dude. Just try it. You'll figure it out.
So do we get the color? It is a little
It
bit
is
browner-ish.
Yeah, it
is-
it's everything you'd think an amber
So they
Look
said
like-
copper.
would
right?
look like. Yeah, a
Is
copper color. Yeah,
Copper hue.
yeah.
Yeah, ish.
I
kind
like
of
that.
Ish.
I like this one. I think
I
this
like
is pretty
amber
good.
ale, so I'm excited.
I think this is pretty good.
I mean, this is not bad.
This is not offensive at all.
Yeah, I
I
like,
like
this.
this.
We
I do.
are, I think, to use somebody's quote, we are on the actual upslope of the stairs. They do appear to be tasting better and better each time, which is a good thing. I mean, I was striking out there at the beginning.
Your first ones were a little bit suspect, but then this one redeemed yourself for a little bit. So,
Thank you. I tried my best for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's pretty decent.
This is decent. For an amber, this is good.
But I think, I mean, for the downside, I mean, it does not have a lot of flavor. It's okay.
But most of your ambers really, they don't have a
flavor,
Correct.
the flavor is
Flavor-wise, I mean,
it.
it's
You know,
kind
it's
of
that
it's malty. You know, that,
But I mean,
that
warmer.
little bit of a, yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah.
I don't taste a lot of malt. You know, I mean, it's,
What do you mean by malt? Are you thinking ice cream or you're thinking?
no, like it said malt forward backbone.
Right.
So I mean, it's smooth and it's not very. It's like more like I'd say the middle. You know, middle of the
Right.
scale. It's not tipping one way or the other.
Right.
It's just hard to describe because the flavor is not going to overpower you. It's okay to drink. I mean, it's even the finish
See,
is
I think
smooth.
when they say malt forward, there's like malt forward and then there's hop forward. You know, like last week was hop forward with the IPAs.
Then-
Where
yeah.
this is the grains are more forward. That flavor is what they're kind of getting at. So that way, I think they're right. I mean,
Yes.
and your ambers are typically that way. But
Which
yeah,
is why I
I
like
totally
that.
understand.
Does
what
that, I mean,
you're
does that
saying,
make?
Jim.
I mean, I'm not.
Oh yeah, yep.
I'm not saying it's like making it a bad beer. It's just
It's not a lot of other things going on.
No, right.
That's-
yep. I totally understand what you're saying.
So it's
yep.
not like it's like a bad beer, but it's kind of like.
Yep. I totally get it.
So who wants to go first on the?
I'll go. I don't mind this. I think of the first 5, this is probably the best one, my opinion so far. I'm gonna go like a 2.4. I do like this one. I think I could drink a couple of these, and maybe you can go back for a third. I do like it.
Wow. Okay. Do you want to go next?
Sure. I would give this a 2.3.
Okay.
I do like it. There is a little heaviness to it that makes me steer away from that 2.5 average range. So I might go back to it once or twice, but I wouldn't go 3 or 4. Just because I know myself, but that's just me, So
That is a good observation. It is a little bit heavier.
Yep.
And the flavor wise and things like that. Yeah. Good catch.
Yep.
That's why they wanted her back. That's why they didn't want Jim here, but
Mike, you might be being replaced.
There's a distinct possibility.
There's a petition going out right now.
Dang it.
That I'm sending.
Oh, that you're sending?
Yeah. I'm starting it off.
those 50 emails might just go to me, Jim.
You guys are just sending it back and forth to each other. So what are you thinking on this one, Jim?
Gosh, I'm so torn because it's like, just to point out, we on our last week's episode, we didn't. I think our highest beer we rated last week was average. Our best beer was average.
Yeah.
And now, just looking at the scores for this week,
We're trending the same way.
we haven't even got a beer that's average yet.
We promise you one of these weeks, if you come back again, we will have a better than average beer.
Keep saying that.
So, I don't know that we're grading or scoring harder. I'm hoping not. And that's now we have a third person here that's like confirming kind of what we're thinking the same too, Mike. So that's what I wanted to preface it with. Because, it's not a bad beer. I could drink it. But, I do like a little bit of flavor.
Right.
That's where I can't even go up to the average points. That's why I'm going to go with a 2.1. It's a good beer, but it's good.
Right. Yep.
I can't say great or I can't say average. Just good.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with what both you guys said. But compared to the first ones, it's the best one so far. But
compared to the first, we might be hitting 10s at this point.
Especially compared to these two.
Yeah.
Well, and what's even better about that is that Hailey lined up the sequence. So somehow she picked out the worst two.
Get them out of the way is my mind.
Yeah.
You had this one way towards the end on your list. And
I know.
That would have really been.
I think we're all secretly saying thank you.
No, we're saying it out loud. Thank you. You did a very good job. We're not even going to hide it. You did a great job.
Yeah.
That could have been disastrous.
Now, the thing that I give MobCraft credit for is they're not afraid to try different things. They're trying all sorts of different kinds of beer.
Right.
So I give them credit for that, because it's sometimes, different places are kind of known for certain kinds of beer, Jim, and where these guys, it seems like they are all across the board.
Right.
So I do give them credit for that.
So, Hailey, there is a little bit of info on crowd-sourced beer. Do you want to tell the audience out there what it's about?
Sure thing. So several times throughout the year, they leverage the power of the crowd to generate ideas for unique craft beers, which I think is awesome. Beer fans across the U.S. submit ideas ranging from like a couple of flavors to tried and true homebrew recipes. The idea, they go up to a vote on the website. Votes are cast by placing a pre-order for the beer, so you got to order it.
So it sounds good. Give me one.
Yeah, I'll trust you on this one. So they pre-order the beer, and then they like to see it get brewed. So the most pre-orders wins, and it's brewed, packaged, and available for pickup at the brewery, which is a unique, like I said, it's a different idea.
So did it say, Jim, is it just like certain times of the year that they put this on their website? Did it say, or?
It didn't. And, one of the crowd, the tens and tens of people that are here.
You mean hundreds and thousands of people here.
You can
people,
hush,
hush, people, hush.
Look at, you can see them up there.
We're talking here. Just a second.
So I wonder why I wonder if we put that link in there too, but the Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Because, it is such a very good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give them credit. That is really cool.
But if I was the brewmaster, I'd be kicking somebody in the knee for those first couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they did not taste good.
But I would love to know if it's just throughout the year.
What a fun job for the brewmaster, too. Like, there's some, because we all live in our own heads, but when you have other people coming up with ideas to try something new, that's fun to kind of create your own.
Well, and I think you'll be able to post some of the pictures, but when we were down, I took some pictures of the outside of the building.
Yes.
Very, I showed you guys, nice artwork and stuff in the building.
Which is just fun.
Was it a big building? Or, was it?
Medium, large.
So it's hard to describe because it looks like it's definitely a repurposed building.
Okay.
Only one level.
Okay. Yeah.
But the one end where where you could go in at the bar part is actually like the roll up doors.
Oh, I love that.
So you can
gotcha.
like the garage door
yeah,
kind of.
and then right outside of that is where the rest of their patio seating is.
Oh, okay.
So you can be inside, outside. I mean,
Yeah.
and then the doors open, so you're sitting inside and still feel like you're outside.
Okay.
So it was really, really.
I love that
Yes.
feeling. Yeah.
And the weather was nice that day, not like it has been.
Right.
It's been super
Right.
hot.
The 90s.
So, I mean, we got there. I mean, it was like such a. We were the only ones in the building too. So I mean, we were able to talk to some of the people. It was. I mean, and that's what drinking craft beer is about too. Is talking to the other people, see what it's about, what they like.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
And it seemed. I think that's a up and coming area part of Milwaukee too, because there's a lot of the like loft apartments. Like old warehouses.
Gotcha.
Above
So, like,
the rest
yes.
of kind of that
Yep.
old.
like revitalizing
Yes.
type thing. Okay.
So I mean, that made it look nice too. So I mean,
That's cool.
it was fun to go there, and I'm glad we're at least getting a couple beers that tasted
Yeah.
okay.
Speaking of that, why don't we go to the next one? And I'm going to preface this one to say, we typically try not to swear on the podcast, but
Mike.
the name of this beer,
Mike,
That might
do we
be.
have-
I was
do we
like,
have
oh
to tell
boy,
our
did I
younger-
say something?
if people plug their ears.
if they would put their earmuffs on, the children are listening, put your earmuffs on. This beer is called Batshit Crazy.
Ooh,
Haley, why don't you read the description?
All right. What is that? Number 6 for us?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. So we have batshit. Sorry, folks. Crazy.
You said that loud too,
I did.
with authority.
Yeah. Well,
I'm going to have to wash my mouth out with soap now, the way she said that.
It's a coffee brown ale, so I'm super excited for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Balanced milk sugar sweetness gives way to robust coffee flavors, perfect for all of your nocturnal exploits.
Oh.
Nocturnal exploits.
Nocturnal. That's
I
at
don't
night,
know. To me,
Jim.
I hear coffee and I think, oh, good morning. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
That's like a
lot of-
right when you wake up, not trying to go to bed.
Yeah. Instead of putting Irish creamer in your coffee, maybe you grab this. But
So it's
we'll find out.
5.6% ABV, 25 IBUs.
Okay.
And nocturnal, Jim, means night.
Yes. So Haley, I think the other part, just from your perspective, we're this one's showing a lot of the IBUs. Mm-hmm. How is these the way that MobCraft rates their IBUs compared to the actual IPAs that were bitter? Do you see any correlation?
From last week's
Right.
episode? What I have to tell you about IBUs is never trust what you see.
Good answer.
So when I read that, it means nothing until I taste it, I guess.
Perfect. Yep. And then that's why I wanted to ask the question.
It only took her one episode to figure that out.
Well, you did put me in the IPA episode.
Yeah, that is true. We threw you to the wolves right away.
I found out quick. But
Boy, that smells like coffee.
Ooh,
It
and it's
smells
dark.
like coffee grounds to me.
I love it.
That smells like coffee, yeah. That tastes like coffee.
I like that.
That tastes like somebody did the coffee grounds, like, squeezed them right into my glass. I'm like, wow.
I don't know if it's just having kids right now under the age of 3 or what, but this tastes like golden light to me.
I wish we
This
had.
is where I want to be.
I wish we had the camera for like an on-set video. You're cupping that with 2 hands, like it's nice.
I was
and
going to say,
warm.
like, don't even,
don't. Is this more?
don't even
This is
think of taking this from me.
It's a cherished cup right here.
Where's my chair so I can wake up in the morning?
If
and
you
have
even think of touching my glass right now,
so that was good. So it
And
must
I
taste
do
like
that.
coffee.
Yes.
Yeah.
oh, yeah, it's definitely got a
It's
coffee
got the
flavor
coffee.
to it.
So again, for me, I like coffee. I mean, I drink coffee in the morning, but I do put creamer in my coffee. So like Julie drinks her coffee straight. She's just straight coffee. I don't like the overpowering coffee flavor. I like coffee to drink, but it's this has a coffee flavor. So if you were like the black coffee, nothing in it, this is probably right in your wheelhouse. I don't know. What do you? Because I know you don't even drink coffee.
I don't drink coffee unless it's in a stout, typically.
God,
That's
good
the only
for
time.
you. Good for you, Mike. You must be in a good place.
If coffee tasted, this is my opinion, if coffee tasted as good as it smells, it'd be amazing. It smells amazing and it tastes like horrible stuff. Unless it's in a stout. And then I don't mind it. But we've talked about this before, Jim and Haley. I don't know if you've had many coffee beers or not, but some of them either taste very faint or they taste like you're chewing on wet coffee grounds. And this one is... It's kind of going off to that side a little bit, but it's not as bad as some of them we've had.
Correct.
So I don't mind it.
There's coffee in there.
Oh, there's coffee in it for sure. But I do think that it's pretty smooth. you know, and I honestly, I think this is probably the best one I've had so far today.
Wow.
Oh, all right. Well,
So, what do you think? I mean,
coffee is my happy place right now. The viewers should know I do have 2-year-old twins. So coffee is my life support, my second love right now. So this tastes great to me. And I am like you, Jim. I doctor up my coffee. My husband is a straight black coffee all the way. As you reference all the time to me, he's like, I like my coffee like I like my president's, black and strong. Whereas me, I'm more like, give me some milk, give me some sugar. But this is great. I love this.
well, let's have you give us your score too then.
All right. Well, this is the highest I'm gonna.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Are you breaking
but
the ceiling? Is the glass ceiling
I'm breaking
getting
it.
broke?
I'm giving it a solid 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy cow! I almost spit my coffee beer out there.
That's how happy I am over here drinking.
Wow.
She's going 7.
Now we know what Hailey really likes.
Yeah.
I do like darker beers. I will say that so people know. I do like darker
That's
beers.
good to know, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good to
I like
know. So
I like my
Hercules-
Guinness. I like my porters. I like my
Okay.
stouts. Yeah. So this
The
is
Achilles heel
definitely
for Hailey is batshit crazy.
darker, heavier beers. And a coffee flavor
So-
doesn't hurt.
So
Make me think I'm getting my caffeine.
We can ask her husband, is that like a nickname or is it like a more of a descriptive? I don't know.
Where are we with that?
Yeah,
Mike,
I don't.
You want to go next?
Yeah, I don't mind this. I think this is the best one we've had so far. I'm going to do like a 2.6. Like I said, it's getting to the verge of being a little too much coffee, but it's still, I think, very smooth. And I don't mind it. And like I said, I'm not a big coffee guy, but they pulled it off. I think they did a good job.
So I'll just dovetail what Hailey said. So I think it's good, but like Hailey, I like something in my coffee. We have the flavored creamers.
Yep.
If they could have put a flavored creamer with this, it'd probably be like a 4. But
I like stuff with my coffee too, and it's called alcohol. Beer specifically.
Sometimes, I was gonna say,
Stout.
sometimes you put coffee with the Irish creamer.
yeah.
You know,
I've
that
never
would probably
tried
be
that.
very
Maybe I
good.
should try that.
quite good.
They probably frown at that at work though. So
for that reason alone, not that it's a bad, I think it is missing. It's not that it's missing because I don't want to tell them what they have to put in for the flavor, but that coffee, it's for me, it's inching to because right now in my mouth after waiting a little bit, there is a bitter kind of finish.
and I'm sure that's from the coffee.
The coffee flavor.
So for me, if there was a little bit maybe of sugar or creamer, I think it would be a great beer. So I think for me, it's going to be a 2.5.
Like a little bit
Yep.
of caramel.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what? But you know what I'm saying? I mean,
Oh,
I know.
MobCraft, we'd like to see a caramel coffee.
caramel macchiato
Yeah,
that mixed in.
a little
I think
bit.
it'd have a really good
What is
beer.
macchiato?
Well, I mean, not to get coffee on you.
Is that that's one of your?
Pull up the coffee and put the.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm more of a latte girl. The macchiato is more of a milk, like a milk in your coffee. I think. I don't want to say.
Do you go to one of those high-dollar coffee places in town and go through the drive?
It's what Hailey said. I didn't say anything.
You're the one that said macchiato.
I heard it from somebody.
Right.
The lingo. Jim just knows the lingo.
He just spews out what he hears on TV.
Yeah, I'm a latte girl, which is espresso with milk. And macchiato, I want to say, is a little bit richer than that. And I don't quite, I was never a barista, but this is good. Whatever.
But I mean, do you see what I'm saying? Is
Yes.
that,
Yep. It could
hopefully I'm
have
not,
like a sweeter to counteract that bitter. But if you like coffee, this is for you.
Yes. If you like the straight coffee, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not that person. I'm not.
Right. No, I'm
Because
like
right now, it almost, you like the hop, so it dries your mouth out.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of.
kind of molds in with that hops taste, that bittery coffee hops.
Did we have a. Well, again, they're only saying 25.
Yeah, it wasn't real high. So,
But I think like this one to me would be a little higher. I'd almost put it like towards a 40.
Yeah, and I
for
don't
me.
even know if that's the hops
but
or
that's
if
the
that's
coffee.
the coffee.
I think that's the coffee.
Yeah.
That's
But I
where
mean-
you're getting that from.
But the bitterness, not the hoppiness, but the bitterness.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
the-
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Does that make? I mean,
Yep. Exactly.
okay.
So apparently they don't add in the coffee bitterness to the hop bitterness. Is
No.
what I'm guessing. Mm-hmm. All right.
So, Hailey, you did a good job on the last one talking about crowdsourcing. And
Mm-hmm.
I know that it looks to me like it looks pretty simple to be able to do this, doesn't it?
Yes.
It
So
looks like 3 easy steps to be able to. So, if the listeners are out there and they want to do
they
something.
want to join in on the fun.
Right. What are the 3 things?
So it's submit, vote, and then you just drink. So if you want to know more,
Right. I mean, so it can't get much simpler than that, right?
That's it.
I'm
That's the-
totally down for the third one.
right? So the submit part is if you have a dream that you've been longing for in terms of beer, you can submit your idea and they'll fill it out and brew it. It can be as simple as, I want a stout that tastes like an almond joy. which again, that was just a quote. That wasn't me.
You could probably say the one about the coffee and
Mine would more be like a Snickers or something like that. But to full, right?
that'd
To
be
a
good.
full homebrew recipe. But generate pre-votes for your idea, and it will be entered in a vote. So to me, this sounds like a collab idea. Like you sit down with your friends, you say, "Wouldn't you guys like to try a beer that tastes like this?" And then you all get together and vote and want something like it.
Yes.
And get everybody on that same page for your chances to go up in terms of them actually brewing it. And then step 2 is the vote. So the voting period, it's announced via social media, and on the voting forum, you can have a prior lunch. It selects which beer you would like to see brewed, and follows the prompts to finish placing your vote. When the voting round closes, the winner is announced, and they begin to design the label, finalizing the recipe and sourcing out the ingredients at that point. Yeah.
Wow, I mean, this sounds good.
So this
It almost sounds too easy.
Well thought out.
It almost sounds too easy.
Right.
So this is all through their social media stuff, their pages and such.
Like if somebody was in marketing.
On their,
Like if someone
on
was
their
in
face
marketing.
space or their Insta hash browns or
Yeah.
whatever
If
We
Jim
only
says.
knew
TikTok,
somebody.
you
If
know.
we only knew somebody that was in marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly right. And then step 3.
We need a marketing person.
Your favorite part, Mike.
Oh,
the step
yes,
3.
drink. The drink part.
Yeah. So
What
the
do I have to
winning-
do to do that?
I'm going to tell you.
Okay, perfect.
The winning beer is brewed at the end of the following month. Then the beer is typically ready for release within 4 to 6 weeks of being brewed, unless it is barrel aged, of course. Which, of course, you guys. Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah. Then
You
of
would never
course,
want to
You don't rush
release that
Yeah.
early.
because then it becomes the nectar of the gods.
yeah,
if it's
you-
released early.
No,
If
no,
I-
no, 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 no. You do not release barrel aged early.
Oh yes. We
Not
know.
if you want the nectar of the gods.
we know
you
that.
guys sound like you know what you're talking about there.
Yeah. That's in our wheelhouse.
Yeah, that's in your wheelhouse. All right. So while the beer is brewing, you can place a pre-order on the website. When the beer is finished, you'll receive an email to pick up your order and enjoy.
That's still, I'd love to know, do they do it once a year, twice a year? You know what I mean? Something like that to know.
And they say they brew it monthly, but then they also say that they do it several times throughout the year.
Okay, so we'll have to look on their social media pages and just, kind of get an idea. Because it'd be interesting to see
often they're
what some of the
doing it.
ideas are.
Well,
There's
and
probably
Yeah.
some weird ideas.
Wouldn't it be
out
great? I
there.
mean, if we just as a just spur of the moment, we just came up with what we thought would be a good, and we entered it in and see what happened.
Well,
Yeah,
and I think it would also be cool after we've tried these is to say, we really like this. Could you add something like this to the next brew and see how that turns out?
yeah,
So that they don't have to recreate from scratch. They already know they have a good base. Like maybe we can
Just
just
like I said,
add
if you
Yeah.
added caramel,
flavors.
Yeah, a
right.
caramel flavor
Yes.
to that,
Yes.
It would be bomb.
that would be, yes. Good to the layperson.
Who invited Hailey? She knows what she's
I
talking
don't know.
about.
I have no idea. Now we can't get rid of her. She's talking crazy smart stuff now.
All right. So what do we got?
Next one we got is Pills to Pay the Bills.
Hills.
This is a German Pilsner, so Toby would like it.
Okay. Yep.
4.5% ABV. And would you like me to read their description?
Is it how much is it? How long is it going to take?
Hang on.
Okay.
Classic Pilsner, simple, easy, money. Done.
And-
That's it.
And
That's it.
that's as far as they want to.
Yeah.
Yep. 4.5% ABV.
So does that mean because it's a pilsner, it doesn't taste like much, or
I'm thinking it's going to
Talks for
be.
itself.
yeah?
This should
Very-
be interesting to see how it compares to what we normally think of as a Pilsner. Because a German Pilsner, like Jim, you and I have done a number of shows on German and Czech beers, and they do have a little different flavor than what you're.
So you don't think this is going to taste like a big box pilsner?
It should not, but I have been wrong before on some of these. So
Wait a minute.
no, Jim, I do not want to hear your question, your comment.
I have a comment on that.
I don't want to hear your comment.
You've been wrong more than just a few times there.
No,
bud.
actually, no, just a couple times.
I've corrected you numerous times.
No, because you cheat on your questions. And your
Can't-
judges,
I can't.
the judges that you have locked in that little room back there, they lie too.
hey, that's my buddies.
Yeah, it's his water softener and stuff. That's where he goes when he gets in trouble with his wife. That she puts him in that room. It's his invisible friends.
That aroma.
It's different.
I can't pick up what
And
it
yeah,
almost
it's
smells.
kind of nice. It's
Caramel.
kind
It
of
smells
nice.
kind of caramely, doesn't it?
It has a
Sweetness
little
to
bit
it.
of a sweetness to the flavor.
Very. I mean, the aroma is really
Yeah, this is the caramel they had in here. Should have went in there.
wow.
Just pour
is
the
actually-
beers together.
Yeah, pour them together.
See what happens.
That is definitely a
That's not bad.
no.
That's-
No.
like
I mean,
this,
for a
too.
pilsner that you're expecting to be very nondescript, this has
Yeah, well,
actually
they didn't
better.
give any.
No,
Maybe
No.
that's the ticket. Is don't give the people the description.
Yes.
Let them
The
describe
lesser-
it
The
themselves.
lesser, the better.
Yeah.
But I mean, the flavors actually.
But I mean, this would have
Decent.
fit in with any of those, the German ones that we did. This would have fit in with them. You know, I mean, this is pretty decent.
I mean, the finish is smooth. The flavor
I like it.
This is decent. I mean, this is.
The sweetness makes you wonder a little bit. I don't know either. Like you said, they were very simple on their description. You know, meant a few words apparently. I do think it's decent. You know, and like I said, for compared to some of the other German Pilsners that we've had, Jim, I think it's a little bit sweeter than some of them we've had. Wouldn't you say? I mean, as far as the flavor, there's a sweetness to it.
So, I mean, I wish I was more of a brew master, maybe, because to see, you know, how the ingredients like produce a flavor. Because I mean, it does taste. Is it sweeter or is it mellower? You know, so it's like, but I mean, whatever they did, this is actually a pretty good beer.
Yeah.
It's just got like a sweeter grain to it. So I don't know if it's the wheat or what that would be, but
Yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, like for a Pilsner, this is probably one of the better Pilsners. I mean, because usually this would be like the beer that everybody can have. I mean, it's a lower ABV, easy to drink, definitely on a hot day. I think you could drink a
goes
couple
down
of these.
smooth. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sitting in the hot sun, this would be, if you keep your beer cold, this would be the one to probably be drinking.
Well, Jim, what do you think for a score?
Well, so are we classifying this as a Pilsner or a German Pilsner?
German Pilsner.
So a German Pilsner, I like the flavor, not a bad aftertaste, very smooth. I think it's good. 2.6. I'm going to step out. I think this is one of my higher beers.
Wow. Okay. Haley?
That's funny because I was thinking 2.7, which is kind of right next to you.
Yep.
But it is. It's kind of just right in your ballpark of easy to sip, easy to enjoy. Nothing crazy about it, but at the same time, you can sit back and enjoy this one. Yeah.
And just because I know what drives Jim nuts to have a tie, I'm going to 2.5. So I didn't have a tie.
So this is right.
I
think it's in the middle,
understand.
but I do think it's good. I do think it has a more of a sweetness than a lot of the German Pilsners we've tried before, Jim, on some of the podcasts.
Yes.
And that's not a bad thing. I think it's definitely kind of situates itself to be a little bit different from all the other ones. And I think it works. So
So how many have we done so far?
that's number 7.
So I do have another question.
All right.
So
Let's see how Jim can make sure I get this one wrong.
no, I'm gonna serve up the easy, slow pitch softball.
Perfect. Love it.
So we were just talking about Joe, because him and I are buddies. Not Joseph, but we'll call him Joe.
Joe who?
Awadis.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Remember?
The guy that you knew. Yes.
Invented light beer.
Yes.
Remember?
Oh, yes.
Remember? You remember?
The good old guy.
Good old Joe. Yeah. Joe W. That's what she called him.
And we were talking about this special beer.
Yeah.
What was it called?
Gablinger.
Yep.
Gablinger.
one.
The good old Gablinger beer.
Yeah.
Yep. That Haley got right.
Yep.
And Mike got wrong.
Yep. I sure did.
And unfortunately, that beer went out of business.
Oh, darn.
Shucks.
But there is a company that bought it, and then this next brewer made it famous.
So is it a beer that we have heard of?
I have.
You
I
said
don't-
that about Gablinger.
Of course he does, because he's the one that printed it off. Yeah,
So-
I've heard of it.
Okay, so who is that? What brewery?
Was the name of the beer or the name of the
Brewery.
brewery? Or
They're both the same. It is that good of a beer. So think about it, and then Mike, you get to go first.
You got this.
Yeah, I got this. All right. Does it say when they bought it? Is that too much to ask?
1972.
Oh, geez. So it's,
Oh,
it's a new.
recent.
So it's
Yeah.
a more recent one. Okay,
Yeah, so this
wow.
was in the 60s.
I guess
the
1972
Gablingers-
isn't that recent.
Okay,
but
so 7. Okay. And the brewery name is the same as the name of the beer.
Yep.
That doesn't really help me much because they're pretty much most of them are. I'm just gonna say Miller because I don't have any idea. I'm sorry, I let you down, Jim. What do you off the top of your head? What would you think it might be
it's coming to me now.
on the
that
tip of your tongue?
I very much think you are correct, Mike.
Really?
I am also thinking Miller.
Wow.
Yep, Haley got it right, and Mike got it wrong. Yes.
Wow.
So I thought it gave it away when I said light beer.
I
There's a lot of light.
Yeah, but there's a lot of other.
There's Coors Light, Miller's Light, Bud Light.
Yeah. We know.
So the original recipe was
Really? So that was that Gapling or whatever.
Yep.
Interesting.
is the original yeast that was brewed, and now Miller uses that for their Miller Lite.
That is cool. I had no idea.
Must be in the
That
front
is
row.
pretty wild. And I totally pulled that one out of my.
Rear end.
Batshit crazy, aren't you?
There you go. Yes, it was the bat beer that got me. So
See, I'm educating. Am I helping you out, buddy?
you're educating and entertaining and enlightening and being not quite as mean because you're already giving me. No, he said I got it wrong, so he is still being mean to me. But at least I know deep down I got it right.
Yeah, you got it right.
See, so I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, it really is. That is an interesting
because
deal.
you know what their original tagline is, right? With all those
Tastes
athletes?
great, less filling.
Yes.
And who also said, I must be in the front row?
Bob
Euchre. Yeah.
See, so
That's probably a little
God, I
before
love
your
Bob.
time, right?
Well, maybe, but my dad was a big Bob Euchre fan, and we listened to him often. So
and
Those were always the...
So Wisconsin has a tie into all this. That's what I was because the light beer stuff, not so much that we're drinking about it, but I thought the tie in to Wisconsin was
yeah,
And it's funny
Beautiful
because
thing.
with Miller Lite, if I go somewhere, if they have craft beer, I'm going to drink that. But, I drink Miller Lite. But I give Miller Lite credit because they had some really classic commercials.
Yes.
Early on.
Yes.
They were the company that really, before horses and all this other stuff got into commercials. I mean, they were doing all sorts of stuff with these athletes, and it was going. Euchre, of course, made it even funnier.
Well, I think what was
Bob
good
Euchre
about
is a gem.
Yeah.
that time of TV, you actually had to act and do things. Now AI and all the other things that are generated, you can
You can have a horse or a
Right.
frog talk.
Yeah.
Or a gecko.
Oh.
wow.
Speaking of that, let's go to the next beer.
Kick right in the knee, wasn't
Yeah.
it? All right, so what do we got?
This one is by MobCraft.
Okay, well,
Surprise, surprise.
Oh.
This is their vanilla wafer porter.
okay.
Haley, why don't you read that? Because
Okay.
Jim printed that micro
I got
print.
you. Yep. No, understanding. So this one is a vanilla porter swirling with chocolate malt notes. Yeah, chocolate notes. Who doesn't like that? That will leave you floating in bliss.
Whoa, wow.
I'm
Are
excited.
those your words or is that
It's what's printed, but I am
Okay.
excited. Smooth vanilla melds perfectly for a porter that's out of sight.
Nice.
Wow.
So yeah, I know.
7%. So we stepped it up a little bit.
I mean, the worst part is we can't read what it says, so we don't know if it's your
We're just
words
taking
or-
her word for
I
it.
could completely
She
make
could
this
totally
sound.
be behind us.
Yeah, it's a vanilla swirl.
Yeah. It has a swirl and a whatever.
And a kick and a boop. Yep. No, but the
Wow.
IBU
And a
on this one.
what? A what did
A
you
boop.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something else. I was like, wait a minute.
I
I
can
don't
smell
know.
something there.
The IBU on this one they say is a 25. So
25. Okay.
All right, well, let's.
Man, I don't know if that was this beer or the last one. I still have like a little bit of coffee smell
I
in my
know.
glass.
So am I. I'm
it's a
smell.
darker.
I'm
This is
smelling
dark-
coffee
it's
too.
darker, yeah. This is definitely a porter. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
darker
Yeah,
beer.
you can't see through it.
Yeah, definitely have the vanilla. But I'm with you. I taste coffee.
There's a coffee note to that too.
But it's not as bitter.
It's not
as,
near as bitter as the other, the
Right.
batshit crazy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's much smoother.
Yeah.
The finish. It's
And
almost
there is
milky.
some vanilla. Yeah.
Almost a little milky. I don't taste as much vanilla, but it is very smooth on the
So
finish.
On your heavier side for sure.
Yeah, that one's.
I don't know if I get much vanilla.
No.
It's more of the coffee.
But it
yeah.
is. So I wonder if that's what's making it smooth. We just can't taste the vanilla at the finish.
I think after it sits, I get maybe a vanilla scent, but I don't get a vanilla flavor.
Right.
If that's even.
That's
Yeah.
good point.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I mean,
Because when it says vanilla wafer porter, what's on the outside it should be on the inside.
and that's why I was hoping this would be, because I like vanilla,
Yeah.
and
And he loves wafers.
when it was like with the chocolate part, so it was like the vanilla, the chocolate. I was
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. Like I said, I was expecting more vanilla.
Yes.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I
And-
wasn't expecting as much coffee.
Right.
Right.
I mean, there's
Good point.
There's quite a bit of coffee in here, so it's kind of like wow.
but I
you
mean,
know.
you mentioned that it was going to have chocolate, so I mean, that even seems a little muted too. I mean, it's not as strong as I thought it was going to be. I was hoping for a little more.
To me,
You know what I'm...
I don't. Yeah, chocolate. I don't know if I get that in vanilla.
Much more of like a cocoa powder chocolate. Like not so much
kind of, yeah.
chocolate, but more
Yeah.
of the cocoa.
Well, since you got the floor, what are you thinking on the score?
Well, if you like porters, which I do, this is pretty middle ground for me. So I like this as a porter. It's not like blow your socks off porter, but it's above average, I would say, with those hints of flavor. So I'd give it a 2.6.
Wow. And I see, look at that. You don't even have to justify your answer.
I don't. You don't have to make me
Totally am
compare to
not-
anything,
yeah.
Jim.
I know.
It only
on my
took
own
one
now.
episode to realize that if you get a tie, you're getting.
God forbid. I did way too many ties last episode, and now I know.
If you'd have done it again, he probably would have waterboarded you. So
Yeah, on the radio, I would have.
What's different? What's the same?
yeah, why did you give this a same? You've upset me.
Mike,
I
what do you
do
think?
like this one. I'm kind of torn on it because, like I said, I was expecting a stronger vanilla flavor.
Yes.
More of a pronouncing. And I don't, in the description, it didn't say anything about coffee, did it?
No, it's
Because-
more chocolate. More
No,
chocolate.
chocolate.
Yeah. So, I mean, but to me, it's almost a coffee flavor,
Yeah.
you know, and maybe.
But it could be a bitter chocolate.
It could-
Bitter.
it could
I was
be.
gonna say
Yeah.
that dark chocolate.
it could
So
be.
I don't know. I mean, and that's the hard part because we don't. Unfortunately, they do a good job on their website, but they don't give a good description.
Right. I'm gonna go a 2.4.
Okay.
Just because, again, if it's on the can, should be on the can. I think it would have been really good if it had more of a pronounced vanilla flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it wasn't there, and it, you know, I was expecting that and I didn't get it, so that's why I just went just a step down from average.
All right. So then, can you tell the listeners? We just want to make sure. How do you distinguish between your amber and your vanilla porter?
Oh crap! I had
You
2.4.
did it.
Okay, what do I not have?
2-3.
I'll go with 2.3 then.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't know. Yeah, I just
I mean, and it's your
No,
opinion. I
they-
just want to make sure. You
I
know,
would
no,
say,
correct.
I think
The
if they
amber-
had a little bit more vanilla in it, it
Yeah.
would have been a smoother
Yes.
as well.
Yeah, the amber, to me, tasted more like what I was expecting than what this. So I would rate that higher.
Okay.
So yeah. I apologize for that.
you don't have to apologize. Your opinion is valued.
It's not wrong until I tell you it's wrong.
Until I ask you to compare it to your other one.
And then you go, whoa, what didn't I use? Then you leave me alone.
So, just for the listeners, I just always want to reiterate: this is everybody's opinion, but we want to make sure that as we talk about it, because it's very hard for us to describe these beers, and really the only way that we can separate them is through our scoring. So, if we put them all at the same score, we don't know if it would help the listener. So, just by forcing us to talk and break
Through
it down
our choices.
to break it down a little more, maybe it's helping the listener make a decision
Yeah.
too. Would they choose this one over this one? I mean, that's the only reason why I asked that question.
No.
Not to kick Mike in the knee.
But I think that's when you do have a similar, kind of like last week, when you do have a similar score, it's important to know why that's also a 2.5 versus another 2.5, you know, because you can have, if you're going out and looking for a beer that's sweeter or is sour or is whatever it is that you're looking for, you can have beers that kind of score in the same range, but they're offering different things to your palate.
Oh yeah. Yep, for sure.
Mike,
Just like what I
glad
would
we
have
invi- I'm glad we
Just
invited-
exactly what I
was
would have
gonna
said.
say that. I'm not going to add to that. I'm just going to say a 2.4, and I'm going to be happy.
So what did you say? She was, I don't know, I blacked out. I can't remember what I said.
Coming to now, Mike. I don't really know if you could recap.
No, like I said, I liked it. I just think if it would have had a little more vanilla flavor, I'd have liked it a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, that is
Yeah.
the only knock I had on it.
Well,
so.
if you start out your title with vanilla wafer, you better have
Yeah.
some.
Yeah. All right.
Because we always say if it's on the can,
It should be in the can.
So I don't know how
See?
to pronounce this name on this next beer. It's a big can, too. It's by MobCraft.
Anochecer?
Anochecer?
Oh,
Anochecer? It's a
Sure.
Mexican hot chocolate stout. Oh.
And I can't say how excited I am for
Stout
this.
with chocolate, cinnamon, and a hint of cayenne. Jim, there's your pepper.
So we might actually get something with a pepper.
There's your pepper.
Did the very
anytime-
first one have any
Anoka?
pepper? The Mexican style lager?
The second one? No.
Did it have pepper?
There's no pepper in it.
Did it
So-
have flavor?
It did, but it wasn't all that good.
So-
Anytime Jim hears a Mexican style, whatever, he thinks it automatically is like a Mexican chocolate where it has pepper in it.
Yeah, because
So
I
this
like
one
peppers. I
here-
like peppers in my
This one
beer.
here, he
Like a little bit of a spice.
I like strong
Well-
peppers in my beer.
well, he likes some peppers in his beer.
What do you mean?
Do I need to bring up the Space Ghost that I got from?
The one that I drank the whole bottle.
No, you took like 2 sips out of your glass and went, "Oh, I can't drink it. You can have it."
It was just like that. Huh?
Oh yeah.
Hearsay.
Yeah.
He fell on the floor in the fetal position.
Yeah.
It was, "Oh, I can't drink it."
Yeah, but I think it was one of those like X peppers or something. It was like 5
No,
billion.
it was ghost pepper. It was brewed with ghost
Oh,
pepper.
yep. No,
But
I would have
still-
been with you. Fetal
still
position's
not
the
good.
right position.
I mean,
for
we've
that.
had beer with ghost pepper, with habaneros, with cayenne, with chilies, with the hottest beer I've ever had for spicy hot was a jalapeno ale,
Oh, really?
and it was
just
unbelievably
'cause you were
crazy hot.
And I drank the whole glass, and you like
No, you
like,
should-
That
you were-
seems like an oxymoron to
You
me
sure
because you
did.
drink
Yeah.
stuff
Right.
to like, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
And the
way
more you
hotter
drank, the
than-
hotter it got because
It was
wouldn't
way
cool.
hotter than the space, the ghost pepper one.
I know. That's what
And it
I'm
was
saying.
just like, why? You know,
That's what I
It
kept
made
telling you.
no sense.
You wouldn't believe me when I kept
Oh,
telling
man.
you that.
And
Those
it
sound
was-
like stocking
oh.
stuffers to me. So if you
Yeah,
could tell
it
me
was
what
kinda
name
bad.
those are.
Because it's definitely a winter drink to keep you
Yeah,
warm.
I got a couple of brother-in-laws that would
So
be
this one
shocked
is
by that.
pretty interesting. I think the cinnamon and the pepper should,
Anochecer.
and I don't know how to pronounce it right. And there's a
You-
bigger write up, but
Do you want to do the write up and see what?
In
Yeah,
that
'cause
fine print, I
yeah.
sure would.
because my bifocals don't work on that fine print real well.
It says a Mexican hot chocolate inspired stout complete with a light dash of spice and cinnamon.
Dash.
I love cinnamon. The perfect transition to colder nights when abuela's hot chocolate won't
Who?
suffice. Abuela, which is Spanish for grandma.
Oh, thank you. That's I don't know what that is.
Wow. Awesome.
Well, anoche,
didn't-
I think I figured it out.
Hold on.
Anochecer.
Hold on.
We didn't even have to use
No.
Google.
We didn't have to do the Google to get
Yeah.
figure out what that is.
Wow.
Well, anoche is night, so anoche is like kind of like good night, so it's anochecer. I think now that I figured out that it's Spanish, so I may have led you astray when I first pronounced it, Mike. I'm sorry.
Wow.
So abuela is grandma. Abuela's hot chocolate won't suffice. This stout with a kick of spice certainly will.
Okay.
Nice. And it does not have.
It does not say what the. Is it on the can at all, Jim? Does it say anything about? Oh, it's on the bottom there, on the front.
Oh, yep. 7.5.
Oh, it's up there.
And this is a 16-ounce can for everybody.
It smells good.
It
smells-
good.
is
That's by far the best one we've had.
Oh, I smell cinnamon or holiday spice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm happy.
You are welcome.
Are you holding
You
it?
and your
Are you
grandma
cupping it
are
again?
welcome.
I
Like the
am
cup?
confident. This is lovely.
That's
Oh,
good.
wow.
That's
smooth.
good.
You can
Yeah.
taste the cinnamon.
You can taste the
It's
cinnamon.
That is smooth.
You
fantastic.
get just a hint of the cayenne on the
Yeah,
finish.
it's not
A little bit of
overpowering.
pepper,
just
but
a
not
hint.
like
No.
not like to put your
just
down.
at the very back of your throat. You get just that little bit of a hint of pepper. That is good.
I
I
like
like
that.
that.
Finish is like so smooth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is very good.
So again, thank you. I mean, how did you know to put the bad ones up front and now the good ones are at the? I mean, isn't that
This is a rookie's. This is a rookie's interpretation of lighter to darker beer.
Wow.
And I do like
Is that
darker.
what you did?
Yeah, in my own interpretation. So,
But I mean, this is like phenomenal,
This
isn't
is
it?
good.
The
This
way
is
you
really good.
set them up,
This is good.
did a very good job.
thank you. Well, I tried really hard. But
You
again,
may have
this might
just won your way back on another episode.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Mike.
We might actually have you back.
Just one more
Mike, you
time.
might not be invited back, and we'll just.
Well, I'll show you how to run the computer.
I'll email in a couple more times.
All it takes is 2 more to get Jim kicked off. That's all I'm saying.
But I mean, like the cinnamon, you can smell the cinnamon, but I don't. Do you taste? I mean, is
Smell
I
kind of
can
both.
taste the cinnamon for sure.
Yeah,
Is it-
It's there.
That is
Because
good.
it kind of, like you said, it sits on the back of the throat a little bit.
You
With
get
that.
the cinnamon, and then right
that
in the back
spice.
of your throat, you get that little bit of a cayenne pepper.
but it's not overpowering.
No,
No.
oh no,
And
no,
it's
no.
not-
and it's not
It
lingering.
doesn't
No.
burn. It's just kind
You
of
just
there.
like
Like
little
somebody
bit of a
shouldn't be
thing there.
scared,
Yeah.
afraid of this Mexican.
No,
I mean, because
But
'Cause you never know.
kudos to them on the name of it and the taste and flavor. This is beautifully done.
And you're
Yes.
like, I'm trying to think of the word.
We're here to support you, Jim.
Does it rhyme with?
It
Anoche?
rhymes with like what the words mean in Spanish. I had no idea,
Oh yeah,
but you were able to pick that up right. I mean, I would have never even known.
I wouldn't
You
know.
know,
I
what's the
can't.
word I'm
I
looking
didn't know
for?
that was her
translation.
Grandma. I didn't know that was her grandma's name. That
Abuela.
yeah.
Like the translation, I would have never caught that. I didn't even know. That's awesome. So it's awesome that you picked it up. I think the beer is very good.
Beer's very
And then,
good.
the whole package for this one this might be one of the better beers that we've had.
Good job, MobCraft. This is a very good beer.
And you can totally tell on its Spanish roots.
oh yeah.
So the naming of it, the like you
Description?
mentioned, the description
the
with
thing I
the
like is how they
kudos
use-
to the abuela, like beautifully done.
How they use that cinnamon to pair with the cayenne, and it's almost like a seamless from the cinnamon to that just a faint pepper burn
Yes.
at the very end. Great job.
So who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I'm going to 3.5. I like
Whoa!
this.
Hey,
This is by far.
did you pull a hammy on that one?
Nope. This is by far the best beer that we've had.
This is quite
This
good.
is good.
And listeners, this is beer that I brought, not any of the swill.
But we have to remember he also brought the low Phunk.
But he liked this beer.
I like this beer. This
So
is
I
good.
just
Quite
make
good.
sure everybody knows that.
yeah, that's a very good beer.
Okay. All right. Hailey, what do you think?
Well, and shout out to my sister-in-law who is from Mexico City. Yeah, and she would love this. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a 3.6.
Ooh.
Yeah,
So
one
this-
up from you.
So what
This is
what was the
fantastic.
thing that you thought was best about it? I mean, what?
Well, it's a heavier, darker beer, so I
Okay.
do like those. Kind of what I've mentioned before. I am more on that heavier side of beers and that richer taste, and it does have a rich taste to me. And then you have those flavors of cinnamon and coffee, and it. To me, as you already know, I love the coffee taste, and then you just
It's all
added
about
it.
the coffee,
It's
yeah.
it's all that caffeine that I need, but that cinnamon also complements it so well. I mean, it's a high score for me. I think it was really well named, really well noted, and then on top of it, the flavors just match what it said. So
Awesome. I mean, yeah, you're spot. I mean, I think I'm gonna go a 3.0. This is probably one of my. I'm gonna stretch out and go. I'm really gonna.
once again, good
Wow.
for you, Jim. You be you, sir.
Yeah, you be you, Jim. I'm glad you strove that one out.
I want to know what your 5 is.
Well, we've never had a 5, but
Oh my
never
God,
had a
guys.
5.
Okay, well,
No.
good to know now.
4.8 is the highest we've ever had.
Because we can't paint ourselves into a corner.
There's never
Right.
been a perfect.
There's
Right.
never been
You
a.
could always improve.
Yes.
Just the 4.8 beer, there
Can-
wasn't a whole lot of improvement that could have been done, but they could still improve it.
Yes.
So,
So
Now that I know,
yeah.
the more you know.
it's like because you never want to. If you put the ceiling on, then how do you find a better beer? Then do you stop because you found the perfect beer?
Some would say yes.
So for us, we got it if we put it 4.8, all right, now we can keep looking for the next better beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
get
that's
that. I get it. Oh, yeah. But this is great.
This is a very good beer.
So-
Very good.
how many beers do we have left?
One.
One beer. So on the last beer, I thought it was interesting when we were there.
And we should say that this is the only one that Hailey didn't get to pick the order because Jim was very adamant
Yes.
Yes.
this went
So if
last.
this
And
is
we're not sure
poo-poo-
why.
Yes. So what I thought was interesting, what I thought would be good to keep it at the end was this is like a collaboration between 3 breweries that are right within that, probably within like a 3-block area in Milwaukee,
Okay.
which is unique because granted, Milwaukee's always known for Miller.
Right. Yes.
So when you get some breweries that are like craft breweries away from Miller, and then they put together a beer, and the location of the place, it's Walker's Point,
Is where.
is where the breweries are located.
Okay. Yep.
So the name of the beer is Walker's Walk. And then the other part that was unique was that the 3 breweries are MobCraft, Indeed Brewing, which
Which
we've
we've
had,
had a number of their beers. Yep.
and Broken Bat Brewing.
Which we've been to. We were there.
Right.
Yes.
So do you see how I was
Yeah.
I thought this would have a great tie-in for. I'm I don't know what the beer tastes like, but I thought so. That is 3 small craft breweries in Milwaukee
Yes.
wanting to work together
Yep.
because it's like an Orwellian thing. Big Brother. They're trying to beat Miller. So now they're trying to combine together to come up with a good beer. Did I use a good teacher term there? Orwellian?
Support what you've done.
He doesn't know what he said, but
So that's why I wanted to save that one to the end, just because it was a collaboration. The rest of these are from individuals, but this is actually
this is three
a
different
work
ones.
together
Yeah.
situation. Sure.
Yeah. Now, before we can pour this, you two have to finish the last one.
That's all done, Mike.
All right.
Wow. You guys, I tell you.
But I will say, with those last sips, even then,
You still like
She's going back to that
the
one.
spices are great.
That was
Okay,
a very
I'm so
good
sorry.
beer. I agree with you 100%. That was a very good beer.
So here's a
Honey
Mike.
citrus
Think of this.
lager is this
What would
one
happen if they put that beer
in a
it's
bourbon
bourbon
barrel,
barrel.
or some kind of a barrel?
Beautiful.
and aged it for like
It would
48
probably
months?
be even better.
Just think of that.
All
That would-
right.
So I wonder if we could put that on the notes. For
Oh.
If we got to weigh in,
You're right.
build off of what they
So-
already know.
Right. That's
I'm
why I was just
wondering-
asking you that.
We'll have to look because I'm trying to think. Does MobCraft do much barrel aging? I'm not
so
sure.
they had a couple that were on tap. Nothing canned.
Okay.
None of their barrel aged because they had some that there was a couple of different ones they had. And we did test them,
Yep. I mean, were they okay or? Are they?
but it was so. The reason why I'm kind of hesitant in my response is it's not. They did not have any bourbon barrel ones.
Okay.
You know, it was like the one-off ones. Like it's not wine cast, but what
Like a sherry.
Yeah,
Or,
it was something off like that. So I'm not a wine guy. So then
No.
when he put a beer in there,
Yeah,
I'm not a wine
that kind of yeah. That's why
I was. It's not. It wasn't bad, but I'm like, it's not like
Right.
a flavor that I like. So that's why I'm not saying that. But on tap, they did not have any bourbon barrel ones there.
Okay.
I wish, but I think they did have other ones that were like previously. We just weren't there, or they ran out.
Sure. Yeah, I think we need to do the crowdsourcing thing. Take that beer and just slap her in a.
Mike, that looks like a good project for you since I'm doing all the work here.
The research.
You're on the computer all day long. You could just do it.
You're
you don't do
marketing.
any. You don't
Aren't
do
you marketing?
You don't do anything else all day.
All right, well, so we're on our last beer.
So, let's get back to
Here we
Walker.
go,
Let's get back
guys.
to Walker's Walk. It says it's a honey citrus lager.
Okay, so this is our first lager then, right?
I feel like we had one other lager, but
Oh,
maybe
the
I'm
Mexican style.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
So it's just got to beat that
Yeah,
to be good.
Well, if it's a collaboration, I hope they did.
and
The more people weigh in, the better it should
Hailey
be.
can read that because you printed it in micro print, of course.
All right, it says Walker's Point Brewery collaboration, MobCraft Beer, Indeed Brewing Company, and Broken Bat Brewing Company have paired up to bring you Walker's Walk, a honey citrus lager brewed with orange blossom, honey, and orange peel.
Well,
It should be interesting.
I hope it doesn't have the orange of. Did we have an IPA last week that was?
Super
Very-
orangey.
Very
Yeah.
orange.
And I
peel.
loved, but
Oh, that's right.
This is like very. When I poured it, it was a lot lighter than what ends up in the
it is
glass.
a lot clear too.
Oh yeah, it's very clear.
Yeah, this is not hazy.
No.
It smells decent though. It's not not a bad smell.
Smells like beer.
Very
It's,
true.
it's not bad. The aroma is not strong.
I do get like a floral.
Yeah, and you know what? I like it after the heavy beer that we had.
So
It
they
kind
pair
of-
well together.
Yes, it kind of cleans out that
Cleans off
heaviness.
the palate, yeah.
Cleans it off. Yeah.
And well, Jim, I'm not really a big honey beer guy.
Right.
I don't know what it is. To me, it has a weird flavor in beer, but this isn't bad. I really kind of get more of a floral flavor though. It's not bad. I don't mind it.
So, not to cut anybody off, but what is weird, I just realized this. So, if you look at what's on the can,
Yep.
it's actually a map.
Yeah, I see
Of the
that.
area.
So right here's that circle I was talking about.
Yeah.
Right here is where the Iron Horse Motel is, and that's what was right across from MobCraft.
And then what's over here on the top there?
So then, if you keep going around, you follow the
Yep.
walk.
Oh, there's Indeed,
Indeed is right there. Then you go up here and
and there's Broken Bat.
So they even give you a map.
What a great.
On the can, yeah.
So see, if I was in marketing, I would have thought of something like that. Too bad we don't know anybody that would.
You never could have cut it.
Benefited.
You couldn't have cut it in marketing, Jim.
I couldn't have
It's a cutthroat business. You couldn't have handled it.
There's a lot of maps.
Yeah, when you have to draw maps, you don't want to get involved.
maps and telling people where to go to drink your
right.
product.
That's right. You
Spend money.
You don't want to do that.
All right, so who wants to go first?
Hailey, you want to go first?
Sure, I will go first. And I think I was talking to you a little bit about this. It's hard because it came after such a strong beer, a heavier beer, that it makes it hard for me to really judge it because it is lighter, definitely from what we've just been experiencing. So with coming off of that hot cocoa-y spice bliss, in my words.
Whoa.
The way she
I knew that would get you guys.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to really judge it on its flavors because it was more of a cleansing of palate for me than it was something that I could really taste the flavors on. And so for that, I'm going to give it a standard 2.5 because I don't want to diss it and I don't want to, and I don't want to, and I do have it open because I've been playing it smart this week.
Wow.
You learned.
Wow.
I did learn.
Quick learner.
Very fast.
I'm going 2.3 because I got it open. No, I agree with you. It's not bad for a honey beer. It's pretty decent, and I'm not a big honey beer fan. And I think, like I asked you, Jim, about the citrus. I think that maybe counteracts it a little bit. You could drink it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But I agree with what you said, Hailey, about. I think it might be getting penalized a little bit because it followed the beer that I think was probably the best beer we had tonight.
Yep.
Again, to me, it's got that, I can taste that honey, and it's just, I don't know, I love honey, but not in a beer. It just gives it a weird flavor to me. So, yeah, 2.3.
All right, so then just for the audience, I just want to make sure. So you gave this one a 2x3, and you gave the vanilla porter.
Oh, my gosh.
So how would you differentiate?
What is available?
No. How would you differentiate between...
Which other one did you give a 2.3?
Your vanilla wafer.
The vanilla wafer. They didn't taste like vanilla. So,
you've got 2.3, 2.4, 2.5, 2.6.
Yeah, it's not 2.2. Is it 2.2 available?
Yes,
I'll give it a 2.2.
I'm gonna.
Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes it's weird how Jim forces me to pick other number, but no,
I just want to make sure.
I thank you because again, the knock for me on the vanilla wafer is I didn't taste vanilla, and this one I can taste the honey. The honey makes it a weird flavor, so yeah, it's just it's okay.
So here's again, I'm a novice. Do not understand some of the brewing parts. So when somebody tells me it's a collaboration, right? So is it 3 people sitting in a room? This is what we're going to do, or is it I come to the table? Here's my part.
Here's the best recipe that the 3 of them had, or something. I don't know.
So for me, so I like what they're doing. It's just hard for me to understand that process.
Yeah,
I like collaborations as well. I'm with you. What does it take to have that collaboration when it comes to brewing beers?
Yeah.
Like, what do they do and sit down and do?
Yeah, do they sit down like what we're doing and then say, okay, let's use this grain or I don't know.
Right,
Yeah.
because I'm sure that each of the brewers has a different source to bring the
Different knowledge,
Yes.
different palate, different experience really when it comes to brewing.
I like what they're doing. I would just like to know more. And and I like what they're doing with their website, but I mean, it doesn't really give, like on this can, you look at it, the only thing it says is honey citrus. You can't tell. So
It's almost like an ad in itself in the can. Like, here's 3 other places. If you like this, check out
Try
these
those other 2 places. Yeah.
Which isn't a bad gimmick at all.
No.
But yeah.
So I think it's a good beer. So you're doing a collaboration, I guess. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is I fall back on Central Waters. Their collaboration, which they don't call a collaboration, is they have their base stout, which they age in different bourbon barrels for, multiple months. And it comes out to a product, which Mike and I do love. And I think, we might find out Hailey might like it too.
I like bourbon.
I don't know if she's up to that yet.
So
we'll find out.
So you see, in that type of collaboration, you've got somebody that brings the beer and then somebody that has the barrel.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're talking 3 different breweries. To tell the listener, I think it's a good beer, but I mean, I don't really understand the collaboration part. I don't understand how that all works together.
Right.
I think I'd buy it. say, hey, go ahead, I'd try it. Tell somebody I'd recommend to try it. I just don't understand that collaboration process.
Right. Well, and
Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense.
Absolutely. And I think what goes further for Wisconsinites, we love our neighbors. It's very true. Wisconsinites love Wisconsinites and everybody. And I think when we collaborate or companies collaborate, we want to boast them all up. And so when we do collaborations or beers do collaborations, you want to purchase their products because it's not just helping the one, it's helping all three of them. And so in that, even if it's not the best beer, it's a beer that was done by many. So you tend to love that even more. So
yeah, that's very well said. And I gave it a 2.7. So
okay,
I'll turn it back to Hailey. Would you like to do the summary? I guess in your best.
Oh
best
God,
beer?
I'm gonna need my scoring this time. Okay.
Summary your best.
The number of beers we had.
The number I've had. I gotta
your
remember.
best. You can say best
I
one
know.
beer or best two beers or whatever you think.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely gonna remember the batshit crazy. I'm so sorry for those that don't like foul language.
Earmuffs
For the children that are 21 and not listening to swear words yet. But batshit crazy was fantastic. If you are a coffee person, I loved it. It's definitely my number one of this grouping. And then I also love that. Yeah, that should probably be my number one, isn't it? That's actually my number one is the Anochecer. And the Anochecer, I loved it because it kind of came into fruition exactly what it said it was. And that's why I liked it. It had the coffee taste, but all of those spices, the spices hit at the end and at the beginning. You don't see that a lot with beer, at least not all the beer that I have tried. And I will say I'm inexperienced, but it was fantastic. So I guess I take it back. The Anochecer would be number one. The batshit crazy would be number two. And then my number three, as I look back, would be that Pills, which is
Pills to pay the bills.
Pills to pay the bills, which was just very much you're very much average Pilsner, but if you're looking for one to just drink casually, that would be it. But the other two, I would say, would be more of an experience beer. You want to have something.
So you would say
on.
there's 1A, 1B, and the rest are kind of below that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and those the 1A and 1B are lovely. So especially if you like coffee. And spices.
I don't need a list. I have one beer that was head and shoulders above the rest, and one beer I'd recommend, and that was the
Anochecer.
Yeah, I can't pronounce it. So thank you. That's the beer.
But I hope. Oh,
that's
God, watch if somebody's like, that's not how you say
the
it.
ancho, whatever it is.
Anchovies.
The Mexican hot chocolate stout. That's the one
Beautiful.
I think was head and shoulders above the rest. And if I had to recommend any of these to anybody, I would recommend that one.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna have to dovetail. I mean, that was definitely because I think at like halfway through we had talked, and on our scores, nobody even found an average one yet. But I think as we worked through these beers, they actually, from what the scores reflect, they actually must have tasted better to us.
Yeah.
So I don't know if our taste buds were gone or what happened, or the beers were actually better. But I think the beers actually tasted.
I think
much
later on they were better. The beers were better, but yeah.
So I'm right in line with you guys. I mean, for sure, the
Anochecer.
I'm pointing to it because I can't see it. So I'm glad we have Hailey here because she knows the language and the translation.
The Anochecer, whatever that was.
So actually speaking it and then translating it so that we understood it. I mean, you guys probably too, but
if you wouldn't have been here, we'd have been like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, we would have tried to Google and we would have made a mess of it. But yes, that was my favorite for sure. And I appreciate you, Hailey. I mean, I'm glad that you're trying these with us. I hope we're not like turning you away from craft beer. I hope that you're liking the craft beer. I hope because this is only one brewery.
Right.
But it was 10 different styles. So
what I like about this one is last week we did all of the same but from different, and now it's all different beers but from the same, source. You know, so it's two different experiences for me, and I have to say I like this one more only because I do like those heavier beers, those darker beers, those ambers, those chocolate stouts and whatnot. So for me, this was a better experience only because that's my wheelhouse of enjoyment in terms of
not to scare you away, but to do two different ways that we do actually do our tasting, because a lot of times when we go to a brewery, we're doing the same thing because it's all one brewery, just the taster glasses.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one way.
And this is of the same essence. Yeah.
Right. So just another way that the listeners out there can do the same thing that we're trying to do too. But you thought this was a better way than all one style.
Yes. And I think this was fantastic, kind of like when you do those, pick as you go or pick as you choose, and you fill up your own 6 and try them out. This was kind of the same mindset, because oftentimes you do stay within the same brewery when it comes to picking those. And so being able to try a wide variety of beers, it was fun. It was different, and it gives you a different wheelhouse of the kind of beers that you want to try, because there are definitely things that I wouldn't have the first one.
Right. But you're not scared. I mean, so at least this is not scaring you away from, because I know that.
Not a pick the Pafunk.
No, we are not Pafunks fans.
But we did try it. So, I mean, we can say that we did.
And there's something to say about trying, because you don't know when it comes to those microbreweries what they all have to offer. But I hope this also shows you, even if you don't like 1, 2, 3 of the ones that they have to offer, there are others in their wheelhouse that they can offer to you that you do enjoy, like we have found today.
Most places will have something that something for everybody.
Yeah. Something for everyone.
Very, very well said.
Yeah.
Very
perfect.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
And I have to apologize for Mike. I know he's not always the easiest to get along with, and I'm doing my best.
I wish I did better on the questions.
Yeah, as we all do.
I'm doing my best to keep him in line. So I know I'll have to apologize for him. So
yes, I apologize too. I should have a better representation of my knowledge.
So yes, thank you again.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me back. This was...
I promise you.
Hailey, thanks again.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to the MobCraft portion of our show. And like we always say, we hope your campfire is always warm.
And your beers are always...
cold.
Oh my gosh. Good job.
Thank you.
There was a split second. I didn't know what she was going to get. I was like, really? All right. Awesome. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. If you have a question, a comment, or a beer you'd like us to review, please feel free to send us a message at northwoodsbeerguy@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're on Untappd, look up Northwoods Beer Guy and send a friend request. Until next week, I hope all your campfires are warm and all your beer is cold.